Hi, Marcia Hickey from the Wareham Free Library, and I'm going to do our last review for the summer reading books. This week, I'm doing 5th grade nonfiction. I have 2 books. The first one is Mr. Blue Jeans, a story about Levi Strauss. And the overwhelming theme I got from this was hard work and perseverance. It's 1869, he's 18 years old. He's a Jew in Bavaria, Germany. There's a lot of anti-Semitism. The Jews are being persecuted. He leaves for a better life in New York City, where his brothers have already been for 3 or 4 years. He works with his brothers. He works hard. He becomes successful, but he wants more adventure. He wants to see America. And he gets the opportunity a few years later. His sister marries and goes to San Francisco with the gold rush to open a dry goods store. He follows her, and because there were so many miners, San Francisco at that point is 89,000. Before he even gets off the ship that brings him to San Francisco with all of his goods, the miners have rowed across to the ship and have bought every last thing he's brought to sell. He leaves the ship with pockets of gold. He works for his brother-in-law. They become partners. He goes into the field, and there's a legend, a story about how jeans are invented. He's selling canvas material to make tents when a miner says to him, "But I need better pants. My pants are being ruined by the stone and all the mine work." So Levi measures him. He takes that sailcloth to a tailor. The tailor makes the pants, and Levi's pants are born. And the miner loves his tough pants so much, he talks to other miners. Within months, they've sold thousands of pants. His material has all worn out. Levi and his partner write to his brothers in New York, "We need lots of material, ship us tons." And there's a brand new material called denim from France. He uses that. The jeans are more comfortable, they're softer. He partners with someone who makes the rivets. He becomes one of the most successful businessmen, and he shares his wealth. He champions education and reading and schools, even schools for the deaf. And he's just an inspirational man who works hard and never gives up. We Are the Ship, the story of the Negro League Baseball. The first thing you see right in the cover are the gorgeous illustrations. All throughout this book, the illustrations bring the history alive. You actually see it. One of the first pages, it shows one of the first Negro leaguers that made it into major leagues. He talks about baseball got me out of that celery field. Just like today, sports can help poor children rise above, but they've got to work hard. The Negro players had to work twice as hard, be twice as good as the white players. And that's why the white managers started wanting them to come in to play into baseball. But baseball at this time in our country, we were segregated. They were Negro leagues. They couldn't. Managers wanted, but they felt they couldn't with segregation. It was after World War II that Branch Rickey, after the war, where a lot of African Americans fought with American white soldiers, that he thought this might be the time. But he needed a special player that was not only a great baseball player, but had the temperament that he knew that this player was gonna encounter prejudice and tormenting and harassment. It would have to be a player that could stand up to it and still take it like a gentleman, be nonviolent, don't get abusive. And Jackie Robinson was the player he chose. And of course, we all know how that worked out. It was positive. After Jackie Robinson, other managers were brave enough, and they integrated more and more of these African American players into Major League Baseball. And that, of course, was the beginning of the end of Negro League Baseball, because now they could play in the major leagues. So they were 56 Negro Leaguers that made it into Major League Baseball, and they were 39 players that made it into the Baseball Hall of Fame. The book has so many facts and wonderful illustrations, and you'll learn a lot about perseverance and hard work from both of these stories. Enjoy.